Let the people know.
Oh, yeah, we met
first.
on the internet.
Hey, yo, welcome back to the internet. We're back. Yo, hit a thing, Chris. Hit a thing.
Anything?
We're back. Woo!
Hold on.
That seems a little racist.
He loves that one. That's the go-to. Like every single, we
No,
played the
usually
sound
I
maybe
play
like
this
4
one.
times. Every single time it's the same, but you press the same button.
I only have 6.
Yeah, but it's the same button every
What you
single
want me
time.
to do?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
Well,
go.
no, keep
Excuse me.
that part. There we go. The men are back. That's right. Whew. All right. Last week we skipped a week. We were in Vegas, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
It definitely did. We're not allowed to go at the same time anymore.
But you know what? There's some positives that came from it.
Oh,
But
yeah. We
I
had fun.
actually will break down that weekend real quick.
Yeah.
No, we don't got to talk about the first day though.
So the first day.
Oh my god.
Yes, indeed.
Here's the only thing I'm going to say about it. When Sunil turns up, his confidence is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, my confidence is amazing always.
Yeah. But it's different. It's visceral.
All right.
When Sunil got in the car,
Yeah.
Sunil was like, everybody want to be my friend, obviously. I was like, what?
Damn.
Well, I can't speak on anything I don't remember, so
Yeah, but it was a beautiful weekend out in
But
Vegas.
it's all about the boys.
No, that's a fact.
The boys come first.
That's it. Nothing else comes first.
Nothing
it's
else.
the boys, the podcast, and the boys.
and you know what? Those are words to live by.
I'm gonna get it tattooed of me. Actually, I'm gonna get that tattooed. The boys, and the boys are gonna be spelled BOIS.
Let's
Yes.
And the
Merch
is gonna
coming
be spelled
soon.
DA.
go. Merch coming
And
soon.
it's the merch got to say it's the boys first.
I am taking this men on the internet serious.
That's a fact.
The boys come first.
A boys come uno.
That's facts.
Little something for Chris right there.
I appreciate you.
He understood
Listen.
what you were saying.
Diversity in the podcast.
So my name is Kelby. Over here we have the Prince of India.
Go ahead.
He was about to make us insignificant again.
The Prince of India.
My name is Sunil.
And over there we have the gatekeeper of the border.
Orale.
Hey, man, everybody in. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Orale.
You just got a bunch of new fans.
Yes.
And that's Chris.
What's going
On
on?
a regular mic this time.
Regular mic. My stuff's
Not the god
echoed.
mic.
Okay.
We fixed it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have this conversation. Future Hendrix.
Is that his actual name?
Well, his name is like Nevadius.
Right on. No,
Okay,
of
but
course.
we call him Future Hendrix. He's like the toxic Jimi Hendrix.
I see.
Dang. Jimi Hendrix is rolling in his grave right now. Like, why you calling
Dancing?
No, rolling.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that one. So, yeah, I never heard that Future Hendrix.
No.
I don't know if Jimi Hendrix would like that.
No, he loves it.
Okay.
He don't like it. Whether he likes
It's
it or not.
homage. I mean, a black brother wants to name stuff after you. It's like Jamie Foxx naming himself Fox after Red Fox.
Yeah, but there's a difference between what you intended to be and what it actually becomes.
Beautiful, man. Black excellence.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Anyway.
Oh, shoot. Yo, shout out to Diddy, man. We're going to come back to that.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, so Future gets on the song with my guy 42 Doug. And he says explicitly, tell Steve Harvey I don't want her. Now let's break this down because I think I might be the only person in the world that thought about this deeply.
Can I tell you what initially my thought process is?
Tell me.
Did Steve Harvey reach out to Future to say, will you take my daughter's hand in marriage?
I don't think Steve.
Because why else would somebody
I don't
need to
think
get the
so.
message to Steve Harvey?
That's not even her real dad.
Yeah.
It's not?
No, that's his
Wow.
stepdaughter.
This whole time I thought that Steve Harvey and Laura Harvey.
You think Steve Harvey got genes like that?
Hey, you know what these rich people are able to do.
Yeah, I guess so. but not Steven. So Furcher says, tell Steve Harvey I don't want her. Okay. And I've been bumping the song. I love the song. It's a great song. I actually really enjoyed the entire 42 Doug Prod. Check it out. But I immediately thought about Aubrey.
Wow.
You know, I feel
How
like
does it line up? I'll tell you. Drake and Future are best buddies.
Okay.
They're
Allegedly.
they're really good friends. Drake talks great things about Future. Future talks great things about Drake. They're supposed to be doing a What a Time 2. They've been snapping together, doing all that kind of stuff together, all this stuff. On the other hand, he's been hanging out with Michael B. Jordan.
He has been. They were at the Laker game recently.
Were they?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even see that one.
Yep.
So they were at the Laker game. They were at that restaurant where Rory ran away from, and they were at the.
Take shots. All right, academics. Rory.
Smoking on the Rory. Yeah, let me relax. I don't got no beef. And they just been hanging out. So how does it work? Like,
You think Future jealous? You trying to say Future jealous? You trying to say Future Hendrix is jealous of a dude?
let me ask you this: is Future Hendrix jealous of Michael B. Jordan? But he already had her, mind you. He already had her, and he's also Future. He's been with like everybody.
Lori Harvey's been with everybody too, huh?
Oh, she has.
Wow. She's beautiful.
She's a beautiful girl.
But is Future jealous? So you think Future's more jealous that Michael B. Jordan's hanging out with Aubrey versus that he's with Lori Harvey?
I didn't even put that together, but
Oh, I thought that's what the whole point you were trying to make right now.
the point I was trying to make was, how do you talk bad about your friend's friend?
No,
Like,
I
do
thought
you guys
were,
remain friends?
I thought you were trying to insinuate that because he's chumming up with Michael B. Jordan, now all of a sudden he's feeling replaced.
Damn. That's actually great.
What that got to do with Steve Harvey?
I didn't think about that at all. No, Steve Harvey is not the real
It's
thing.
a shot at Michael B.
Obviously.
Jordan.
It's a shot at Michael B. Jordan.
Because Michael B. Jordan's dating Lori Harvey.
And they're dating out loud.
Right.
Like it's a very public relationship.
Yeah.
They're claiming each other.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all over the socials. He took it to the aquarium. It's everywhere.
you know when you take a girl to see some fish.
Expensive as hell.
And they had dinner in the tube of
You
water.
know when
hell
you know when you taking a girl to see some fish.
It's on.
It's real.
It's on.
It's real.
How do they build that stuff underwater? Yeah,
So what do you think? Now that we have these two theories, do you think it's more about Lori Harvey actually claiming Michael B. Jordan? Probably didn't
she
claim.
claimed Future.
Did they claim, or was it just like they didn't deny?
She claimed Future because she was posting them pictures from her birthday, putting up the story. They put the picture of
Yeah,
them
but were
at
they
the-
dating or were they just hanging out?
They were dating because I remember they were saying that like she was calling him baby and
Okay.
all this stuff. It was public that she was with Future, and
So do you think this is more about Lori Harvey, or is this about Drake?
damn, what if it's about both of them? He lost the girl.
What if it's about Michael B. Jordan taking Future's whole life?
Explain.
So we all know that what a toxic male is, right?
Oh yeah,
So
that's why I played that song.
so we consider, I think Future is, first ballot Hall of Fame toxic, right? Like there's no denying his ability, right?
Yeah.
As
His
far
ability.
as far as his strength and toxicity, right?
Facts.
So what is one of the things that a toxic man cannot deal with?
Somebody else winning.
Your ex being happy with somebody else publicly.
But here's the thing. I think that there's somebody more toxic than Future. And it's Drake.
Wow. Yeah, Drake's first ballot Hall of Fame toxic too.
He's sneaky toxic.
and petty.
And petty.
Yes.
Somehow he's in this mix.
But what I'm saying is to further elaborate. So on one hand, you see your ex
Yeah.
super happy with this new dude.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you with some other dude, like, there's levels to the dude. So guys can size guys up, right? So like, okay, what level certain guys are. Well, Michael B. Jordan,
He's up there.
he's
He's the guy.
he is the guy right now,
Yeah,
right?
he's the guy.
Movie star. He's getting the #1 roles.
Yep.
He is the black actor.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He is.
And
he's got the body.
good looking dude. You know, well liked, no drama, clean cut, all these kind of beautiful things. Done the hood roles.
Kelby's like, don't rub it in, bro.
I hate him.
But
hate
so
him.
when Lori Harvey was running around with these other dudes that were just like, maybe not the greatest athletes, maybe not the greatest rappers, all this kind of stuff.
No,
Now-
you can't say that because she dated Diddy
okay, but
and Diddy's son.
but we're talking Future. What level? Like Diddy's like an elder. Like people aren't
Okay.
comparing themselves to Diddy. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
So they're not like Future and Diddy aren't in competition. You know what I mean? That was just like a phase.
Interesting.
But Michael B. Jordan,
Wow.
that's somebody where she's like, because you look at Lori Harvey and Diddy, you're like, that's not gonna last. You
know
look
what?
at
Okay.
Lori Harvey and Diddy's son, you're like, that's not gonna last. But then you look at Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, and Future's like, all right, he could be the one. Then, on top of that, not only did his girl that he may have had feelings for in the back, now is moving on to Michael B. Jordan, his best friend.
Come on. Here, we marched into a topic here. Do you wish your ex the worst when you guys break up?
In real life,
In relationship wise?
me personally,
All of us, Chris. Oh, okay. No.
for me, nah, I wish them nothing but happiness and success.
All of them?
All of them.
No. I mean in relationship. Like, go make your
Yeah.
money, girl, but you have to date somebody who's worse than me.
No,
Oh, okay.
go be happy.
Yeah, no, me too. You don't get no satisfaction from knowing that she's with a chump?
Nah,
Okay.
I actually feel worse. I would rather you upgrade.
There is no upgrade.
No, what I'm saying is I would rather you get into something. Upgrade not by person, upgrade by situation. So what I mean by that is put yourself in a better situation. What that tells me is I was the man that helped you realize more about yourself and taught you more about how to be a better person, which is why you're in a better relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Something about that don't sound right.
Hey, you gotta be alpha to understand alpha.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of more like beta.
No, that's facts.
Shut up, Chris. Okay.
So you trying to say you want to see your girl miserable or ex miserable? The
What
fact
I-
that you hesitated, I think, is the answer to the
No.
question.
Here's my thing. I don't want. Well, it depends on why we broke up.
So let's say a good breakup first, and then we'll
mean,
say
like, we just weren't
let's
working
say
out.
the one where you broke up with her because you were over it.
Oh, okay. Look,
Because the other one we'll ask after you answer this one.
but okay. Look. For me, I always feel like I'm the greatest.
Okay.
Okay. So for me, whatever you bring about, I'm gonna be like, damn, life is hard, huh?
All right.
Okay. Do I want to see you suffering? No, but I also really don't want to see you.
All right. That's a fair point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I almost don't want to know what the next
Okay.
who that is.
I could deal with that. Now, what if you lost in the relationship?
Oh my god! And then she upgrades. Oh, I gotta fight him.
You gotta fight him. It's to the death.
Oh, that's so toxic.
He can't beat me. You know that joke when Chris Rock's like the guy comes out of jail, they give him $100,000, and they like stay up, keep your head up, but then you come back from college and you're like, what, you are educated? But can you fight me? But can you beat my ass? That's how I feel. I'm like, oh, he bought you a Tesla, but can he beat my ass?
Wow.
Nah, I don't know. I just don't want to see it.
All right. So let's go back to Future.
Okay,
How's
so
Future looking at this?
damn.
Because it's hard to say you're better than Michael B. Jordan. It's hard.
Who got more money? Future definitely got more money.
Does he?
Oh, for sure. Future is the 5th highest streamed rapper in
Which
history.
doesn't necessarily, but movie money is better than music
All right,
money.
let's look it up. Let's see who's got more money. I would guess that Michael B. Jordan got about 10 milli or less.
I think you disrespecting Michael B. Jordan.
This
is the dude from The Wire. This is dude from Friday Night Lights.
All right, let's look it up. Michael.
He was doing hit TV shows before he was doing hit movies.
He was in Fantastic Four, the shitty one.
He was in.
I'm helping you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
Okay. It's been a while since I looked this up.
Oh,
He's worth about 25 mil.
Okay.
Michael B.
Michael B.
Bruh.
That's kind of crazy though because
taking your money,
look,
Kel.
look, there are movie stars that don't got 25 million. They are full
He's got
on
the
movie stars.
Creed dynasty, bro.
Nah, bro. As a person that understands movie money, there are movie stars. I ain't got 25 million.
Yeah, but think about. But I'm saying I understand that. I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan. He has the Creed. That was both those are hits. He has Black Panther, super hit. He has and then not to mention he's part of 2 shows that were like super successes.
Yeah, that his money is new. I know it is. It's about 2 years old. His money's new.
Because he got the
Because as soon as he jumped to the producing,
It
stage.
sounds
he
a
got an
little bit.
Amazon movie.
Say it again.
He got an Amazon movie, but it was
Yeah, that movie
Tom
that just came
Clancy
out.
one.
Yeah,
Y'all see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's racist.
But anyways, now look
Sorry,
up
friend.
Future.
Future's got 45.
Okay.
he has 45. Wow,
Got
That's
45.
But
Future's
what's
a big
how,
star.
how old is Future? How old is Michael B. Jordan?
Well, I know Future's about 37.
And how old is Michael B. Jordan?
And Michael B, he got to be about 34.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not too far.
Yeah, let me see. Michael B. All right, let's see. He is 34.
So they're about 3 years apart.
Lori's
But
about
Future,
17.
but Future,
I was gonna say
but Future has about how many baby mamas he's funding?
10. 9 or
Michael
10
B. Jordan don't got no baby mama drama.
that we know of.
True.
if he
So,
does,
anyways,
I don't think it's 10.
let's dig deep. Is this
That's-
about
that's
is this
definitely-
about Lori?
He
Or
has both of his
is he more
parents.
is he more jealous about Lori? Is he more jealous about the relationship with Drake?
Dang, that's
I'm
hard to
sure
say.
it's both. I
I think
it's
it is both. Because
Because
it's
I
like,
think just one hurts the other. The other one fuels the fire more. Because like he's like, oh, I don't want to, like you just said, I don't want to see my ex at all.
I don't.
Now I see her around, and now she's chilling with Michael B.
I gotta fight
Drake,
Michael.
can you believe this man? Where you going? Oh, you at the game with Michael B?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's double
you know
the
what I mean?
pain.
It's a double hitter.
Yo, is Drake? Yo,
Did Drake choose? Is Michael B. Jordan about to be the new? Is he about to be in an album with Drake?
oh wow.
I don't know about that, but
Yo, Kobe dropped a song. What's up? Wow, damn! Yeah, it could be both.
This
I
song
actually don't
got
think it's
meta.
about. It's not about Lori, but in what situation would make Future say that? Because on the song he also says, "You were begging me to stay," something like that.
So here's my thing. One thing about Future is I don't see him as a guy who lets women phase him. Like,
Sure.
there was that one story that came out about that some girl that he was like dealing with, and she like let go of the text messages, and then Future looked like a total G as far as like not letting anything affect him. He's just like, she was trying to like bait him, and he's like, no, that's cool. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
saw
Like,
that.
so
It's
Future
like she came
to
to the
me,
hotel and all that?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then he was
just
like,
like,
he was like, be happy. Like, so Future to me is next level. Like, not gonna let a woman phase him, but what phases toxic men? Competition.
Competition that you know you cannot beat.
And or you know that actual like has a shot. Somebody
Yeah.
that you can't just easily say, or maybe you know what happened? Maybe he was in a circle and they were talking about Lori, oh man, Lori's new dude is trash, and one of his homies was like, Michael B. Jordan ain't trash.
And then it took him over the edge. I saw this video with Future where they were like, yo, you got so many baby mamas. Why don't you just be in a relationship with one of them? And he was like, so if I get in a relationship with one of them, the other one's going to get jealous. So I just can't even.
And how do toxic men get at other men?
By sleeping with their girl.
Through their women. So when you throw a shot, if you're going to throw a shot in a song, is it going to hit harder if you like, man, your last movie was trash, or
You gonna come off as a hater.
I don't even want your girl.
Here's this. This is a clip from Future that just made my week. Okay, so in this one he's talking about
Headphones.
oh yes. So in this one he's talking about sleeping with Scottie Pippen, his wife,
Larsa
Pippen, and
another one for the streets.
And she is the street. She's the friggin' sidewalk. And
Damn, bro.
edit. Okay, and then so in this one, because he was sleeping with this girl, he came out with his biggest song ever, which is "Thought It Was a Drought." Okay.
By the door with my Gucci flip.
Hold on.
Oh man, we need a
Flops on. This
future
ain't no
translator.
disrespect, you know what I mean? I really lived that moment and went to the studio. I went right directly to the studio.
Dirty soda, Spike, Lee, white girl, iced tea, fully loaded, AP. I just made a face. I was like, man, what the fuck?
I didn't know I was gonna do that shit that day, and I was like, man, I just fuck your bitch.
It's some Gucci flip flop. And he just kept going, and I was like, yeah, this shit crazy right here.
Look at that. This is just amazing.
I was smashing the bitch.
Future first ballot Toxic Hall of Fame.
I love this guy. If I could be somebody who didn't have
Who was
a
the
certain
first
sense of-
person to get with Lori Harvey?
I think it was Justin Combs.
I'm pretty sure it was Soldier Boy.
I was the first rapper. So Soulja Boy.
Yo, is Soldier Boy the first rapper to do everything?
Soulja Boy is the first rapper to rap.
Hey,
He's also the it's Memorial Day, and he's a soldier boy.
That's false.
What you mean?
Nah,
Don't do that.
I don't think he's in the military.
Soulja Boy is the first rapper to pretend to be in the military. Yeah, Soulja Boy, Big Draco is out here revealing the facts.
yeah.
He's the first rapper to do everything. He's
Everything.
the first rapper to have the
Everything.
Lamborghini cell phone.
He the first rapper to say he the first rapper.
That's a fact right there. I love Soulja Boy.
Soldier Boy is a genius and should deserve more flowers than he gets.
I mean, he gets a lot of flowers because he demands them. Yo, I'm the first one to really need my flowers.
Nah, but if you think about modern day hip hop, there's two rappers that I feel like don't get enough credit for spawning everybody that's out right now. And one of them is Soldier Boy, and the other one is Chief Keef. Because people give Wayne his flowers for doing it, and deservedly so. But Chief Keef and Soldier Boy was the first rapper from the internet. He was mixing music in his room. He was making videos himself. He was YouTube before YouTube was YouTube.
Yep.
And Chief Keef started this whole drill movement and rapping with lyrics that nobody understands. And now we got mumble rap.
Okay, the Chief Keef one is obvious because everybody sounds like that as far as drill music goes. But Soulja Boy, is it because everybody's on the internet? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying Soldier Boy spawned the avenue of how music is put out now, I think, in the sense of how people become hot. He was the first guy to understand going viral and went viral. And now everybody's trying to be in that lane.
So it's not a musical point.
As far as like music, you mean musicality?
Yeah.
I think it's a music point because that's what music is now. It's not so much about the music. It's more about everything surrounding the music, like the rollout, the storyline behind it, the beef you might be in, like all that kind of whatever tells the story. But I think that was Soulja Boy. But as far as just like
The sound.
nah, I don't think he
so.
has the sound, but I think he's made a huge influence on how rappers are rappers now.
Okay. Well then, shout out to Soulja Boy.
The first YouTube rapper.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, nice sunglasses. So yes, Soulja Boy really does deserve everything that he has, and then some. You know, Soulja Boy's big rich, right?
Yeah.
He's like actually rich.
He's good. He's good with business, man, and he's somebody who takes shots and takes chances.
He does. One of my favorite moments of Soulja Boy is when he was on the phone trying to fight Quavo, and he was like, "Quavious." Yeah, Soulja just figures it out, and he does it every year, just like clockwork. You know, normally he does it in January. I think he took it down a little bit for COVID.
Yeah.
You know, but then he was like, you know what? It's April.
It's time.
Let me go viral for the next 2 months, and then I'll go back home. And the one thing I didn't like about Soulja going viral was that he never came with anything. It was always just like Soulja viral moment, and then
No
that's
music.
it. Yeah, or if he did, we never heard about it. But this time, the music came first. He did the clap, clap, clap thing, and then he went viral. And it's like, okay,
Draco.
I like that. You
Soulja.
know? So I honestly think he's a genius in a certain marketing sense, but at the same time, I honestly just think he just does it by accident.
He just is
like a part of his personality.
He just is viral.
Yeah, he just is that, and it's just like, well, if I don't have anything to sell, I went viral.
Who you got out of Soulja Boy Bow Wow versus?
Let me look at Soulja's.
So let me tell you this. This is a super hot take because none of this. So when I say, you're gonna realize why, but I think Soulja Bow Wow is gonna go much like Jeezy Gucci without all the gangster stuff. Because
They're friends.
no, well, I know they're friends, but they're gonna talk trash. They're already talking trash. But I think Bow Wow's catalog is gonna be clearly stronger than Soulja Boy's
I don't know.
as far as like Billboard charts.
I don't know.
Yeah, Bow Wow people don't realize, like, they see Bow Wow now, but when Bow Wow was like 8, 9, 10 years old, everything he put out was a smash.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, older, maybe, but that's what I'm saying. But with like Jeezy, you think like catalog, but Gucci has the performance, the swagger, the relevance. Like, his performances are gonna be much better than Bow Wow, and he's gonna steal the show, much like Gucci did in the verses as well.
Bow Wow's gonna steal the show?
No,
Oh, Soulja.
Soulja.
Yeah.
Soulja's Gucci. Bow Wow's gonna be Jeezy.
Bow Wow has a little bit of personality too. He's just a little cornier, but
I don't think he's as relevant as far as like being, his personality is as big as Soulja's. Soulja knows how to use his personality in 2021.
He knows what to say to just make everybody say, "Oh my gosh!" Right? But look at this. Soulja Boy got "Kiss Me Through the Phone," which is fire.
Big time hit.
Crank That, of course. Crank That created 2 years of people dancing to
Right.
songs. Like
Everybody ate off of that.
Like 3 years.
Yeah,
People was doing the SpongeBob. And
there
and
wouldn't
that.
even be "Let Me Whip."
Yep.
I mean,
That's a
without Soulja Boy Crank That.
Soulja Boy did that.
Yes,
Is he the first person to make dance rap?
Absolutely.
I don't think so. No.
Soulja Boy is the first rapper to do everything, sir.
Kid and Play.
Soulja Boy did it before Kid and Play, even though he was swimming around in his dad's balls at the time.
Got it. Pretty Boy Swag, man.
That's my joint.
Pretty Boy Swag. You
That's
can't
my
beat
joint.
It. I was let's see what else we got. She Make It Clap, of course. The new stuff. Oh, Soulja got a big one. The one with Drake.
Oh, look at we made it.
We made it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like that's
But
what,
go to
5
Bow
right
Wow.
there? That's 5?
I go to Bow Wow.
Hold on.
You can't scroll through Bow Wow's catalog
Hold on.
without
No.
it being.
Donk.
She got up.
See what
She
I'm
got
saying?
up.
Soldier Girl, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. I got it. All right. So Soldier Boy has a pretty strong. That's like 10 right there.
I mean, look, these are songs we know, but they're not Billboard chart toppers.
I don't think this is the Billboard matters.
I get you, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Jeezy versus Gucci is, Jeezy has all of the big Billboard hits. Gucci had all of the
got
like
the street
street
stuff,
exactly.
yeah. And
That's what I'm saying. This is gonna be on paper. Bow Wow's gonna look stronger. Bow Wow's catalog is gonna look stronger based off of
just
Billboard.
the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
But so we have Like You
With Ciara,
with here.
Big
and
time
then
hit.
We got Let Me Hold You.
Big time hit.
We got Shorty Like Mine. Shorty Like
Big time hit. And these are all when he was still older.
This is old. This is like
Yeah.
2005.
No, I'm saying like he was already old. He has hits before this.
Yeah. But these are his big ones. Okay, then he got Bow Wow and Omarion Girlfriend.
Yep. Huge song.
Out of My System.
Huge song.
Ain't Thinking About You.
Huge song.
I Think They Like Me.
Oh, I think they like he killed that verse.
Good.
He was just on a verse of that one remix.
He could play it.
Yeah.
Fresh As I'm Is.
I like that song a lot.
Okay. Bow Wow on paper, I think, has the songs.
And you
But
didn't even do his young songs.
Soldiers, see, I don't think those are gonna count.
I'm playing basketball.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's gonna play that, but it's like it's gonna come off corny now.
I don't know,
It's
man.
so old, and and he was a kid, and we all know he didn't write it, so it was just like,
Or did he?
he ain't write it. He already admitted to it, and Snoop admitted to it. He was like, I wasn't writing none of them songs. He said that he started writing in like the early 2000s, late 2000s. Yeah, so Bow Wow. Wait, is Bow Wow the first industry plant?
No.
Okay, all right, well then.
Soldier Boy was.
Soulja Boy did it himself. Okay, he ain't get planted by nobody. I think because Donk and like those songs went so hard.
He's gonna have the performance
Yeah.
on lock.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be close. Like
They
that's
have
what I'm
songs
saying.
together, and that mixtape was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But Shad's throwing some shade at him right now.
What's he saying?
He's saying just because it's TikTok famous doesn't make it a hit. And he put up like Billboard where Soldier is on Billboard, and none of his songs are chart.
Oh.
That's the thing. So he's already setting it up. My songs chart, your songs just go viral. Going viral isn't a hit, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but Bow Wow hasn't had a song get on anything.
Go viral.
No viral, no Billboard for like
That's what I'm saying. So it's gonna be an interesting battle.
15 years.
It's gonna be an interesting battle, right?
All right, so Bow Wow really can't be talking all that much because Soulja Boy is also a producer, and he just produced that song with Nicki Minaj. And also, Bow Wow is worth $1.5 million.
I remember there was a time where you thought you could get Bow Wow on a project
I could get Bow
for
Wow
the
on
SAG
problem.
minimum.
I got. It was under the minimum. I was trying to give him 300.
Wow.
He was like negative net worth, and I believe I did get a response. I mean, not saying that. Let's see how much Soldier is worth. I think he's worth about 30 million.
Wow.
Yes, I don't think.
So Young Soldier's doing life better than
A little bit.
than Bow Wow.
Yeah, Bow Wow has been having a hard time, but you know what? It's okay.
Dang, even that BET money for Bow Wow isn't putting him up over.
BET money.
Don't he have those shows and he growing up hip hop and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, he growing up making $2,500.
Wow. I thought Love and Hip Hop's on VH1. That not on BET. Yeah, that VH1 money different than the BET money.
They just spit. Like, you want the spit? That pays you.
Got
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Not a shot to BET. I mean, money with you guys. Also,
Wow.
BET is, I think, Viacom.
So you got Soulja over Bow Wow.
Yeah, his hits are just bigger
I
and
got
they're
Soulja.
stronger.
What's the next verses you want to really see?
I don't care about verses.
No?
Nah, I saw the ladies one. Who was it? TLC? No, not TLC. Who was it?
It was Keisha Cole versus Ashanti.
No. The ladies, the group ladies, like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I missed it.
It was I want to say it was no, it wasn't no TLC.
TLC
Damn.
only has 2 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
R.I.P. Left Eye.
Chris, you don't know? Damn, that's how you know. It wasn't that bopping.
I guess not. I didn't hear nothing about it.
I stopped watching them a while ago. Like I would catch it here and there. I saw a little bit of the Snoop Dogg
DMX one?
DMX one. But to be
RIP.
honest with you, Versus is boring.
I thought the Gucci Jeezy one was pretty entertaining.
I watched that one too. It was
Just
cool.
because of Gucci.
Gucci's entertaining too, but I don't know. I was just like, they just playing their songs, cool. But this one, I'm more interested in because Soulja Boy is he's a comedian pretty much,
And he's in his zone right now.
He is. He's ready to go.
Well, he gonna have. He gonna say I'm the first rapper to be on Versus, even though he. And people gonna be like, you know what, Soldier, you are the first rapper to be on Versus.
He'll find a way to make it happen. I'm the first internet rapper to be on Versus. Check the stats. That's so DMG. I support Soulja Boy in everything he does, man.
Yeah.
Good guy. Good guy. All right. Chris, what's going on in your life? You were Googling? Oh, dang. I'm trying to figure out who that was.
I was trying to Google Versus. Hold on.
You couldn't figure it out?
I was pulling it up.
Oh, who was it?
Let me see.
Was it Lettucey?
I
Y'all know
saw-
who it was? No, it wasn't.
I
Lettucey.
saw
It was
there's
girl. Oh, it was T.I.'s wife, Escape.
Okay.
Versus.
Ex-wife, right?
No, that's his wife.
They got back together.
This is called Versus Battle, no?
Yeah, it was Escape versus another group.
In Vogue.
No, not In Vogue. Wait. Waterfall. Who sings that song?
That's
TLC.
TLC.
Oh, dang. I keep going back to TLC. It's not TLC. Escape versus somebody else.
3LW.
Type that in, Chris. Escape versus.
The Ford Escape versus the Ford Edge.
No, Escape is spelled
off.
XSCAPE.
All right, hold on.
And then versus is spelled VERZUZ.
Oh, hold on. X.
Escape. And then VER.
SWV.
That's WV. You down, weak in the knees. I can hardly breathe. I'm losing control.
Hey.
Yes, I watched some of that, and it's just a concert. So that was even more boring. What I really want to see,
He was into it, and he was like, "Yeah, it was boring."
it was. They kept having mic issues. It was just a mess
Yeah, that's like the
Where do they do it?
production of Versus.
at a theater.
The production of Versus definitely could step up a little bit.
This one was very high budget. It actually surprised me because once you get on the Versus Live, Instagram Live, it was a full-on production. I'm talking different cameras, a jib, all this stuff. But the ladies did not seem prepared. It just seemed out of whack. And so for me, I was like, why am I watching this concert? This is why I don't like watching some award shows, because it's like, they're just going to be singing.
I saw there's this new show coming out. I don't know if it's on BET or VH1, but it's they're putting all these old female R&B group people together on a show to create.
You know Sunil. You know what Sunil's on.
Oh my god!
Number one.
I actually did see it while I was watching the Love and Hip Hop.
Yo,
saw that.
when we went to Vegas, Sunil was like, "Yo, I want to go out, man." Love and Hip Hop is on.
He said, "My favorite episode
That's
is
verbatim
on. They
what
doing a
came out of my
marathon."
mouth.
My favorite episode. No, I can't even. It was the episode with Ray J and Soulja Boy. He was like, I ain't going nowhere.
Soulja Boy was the first rapper on Love and Hip Hop.
Actually, if we kind of go back for a quick second, you remember that song "I Hit It First" by Ray J?
Yeah,
That gives me "Tell Steve Harvey I Don't Want Her" vibes, doesn't it?
but you think Future was trying to be relevant? Because that's why Ray J wrote that song.
Friend of the show, Ray J. Great guy.
We
Yo,
love you on Love and Hip Hop.
Yes. I actually bump One Wish. Great song. I even like this song with the New Boys. Yeah. No, I don't. Moving on.
Segue.
Yeah, your girl was on stage and
yo, my girl Coi Leray. Look, first of all, Academics was foul for posting that on his page. All right, I love Ac. Ac, you do
don't
good work.
love Ac.
I do now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever since you educated me on what Ac actually does, and I started paying more attention to Ac,
He's a
I can
genius.
respect Ac.
Yeah, he's a genius.
I still think what I thought about him.
Sure.
But
But that's his job to get the people talking.
Yeah, but he's smarter. He could do it in a better way. I think. I think that I don't. I think he doesn't need to be a vulture. I think he could actually change if he chose to be in that lane because of his smarts and all this kind of stuff. I know he tries to do it, but then he goes and does the ratchet stuff, and I'm just like, all right. But
we all love the ratchet stuff.
But my girl Koi,
yeah,
on the come up, all right. She's putting out bangers.
She put out a banger.
She has a couple.
Name them.
There's her first single was pretty hot. It was dang, I can't remember the name, but let's play it all the time.
Yeah.
Hold up.
No more parties in LA.
And then she's doing a lot of features that are going viral. Do Better. That song was fun.
I never heard that one.
It's good. But anyways,
If she performed that one on the stage, I would have just been like that.
So anyways, I don't know who she's opening for on this show. Right? She's clearly not the headliner. And the people that were at the show weren't expecting her or didn't recognize her, or couldn't see her or whatever it was be. But there's definitely a clip of people like kind of looking as if they were trying to figure out what was going on. But they were definitely standing up, like Nicki Minaj said. Oh. So Nicki came out and because so what happened? Obviously, there's this clip that went viral. Academics posted it. It went viral on the internet. I'm sure it was on the Shade Room, even though I don't follow the Shade Room. But it's showing Coi Leray performing and the audience kind of just not singing the song or kind of confused as to
engaged.
who. Yeah, not. I don't know if they're not engaged. They just definitely were like quizzical looks on their face as far as trying to figure out what was going on. And so then Coi goes on social media and is showing like she's having like a little mental breakdown.
Really?
Yeah, she like was like, I'm not going to the next show, like, all this hate, all this kind of stuff. And so some of the queens of hip hop came out and showed her support.
Really?
The main one being Nicki. So Nicki Minaj came out and said, "Don't do that. Like, understand that these people may not have known who you were, but they were definitely standing up, engaged, trying to figure out who it was."
Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, I got it. I pulled it up. Nicki Minaj says. Oh wait. Where did Coi Leray say that she wasn't going to be performing?
So she just said, "I'm not gonna make it to Virginia."
She tweeted that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So her original tweet said, "The love used to outweigh the hate, but now the hate outweigh the love, and it's slowly destroying me." Beam Me Up Scotty says, "Don't do that. Chin up. Always remember this. When black people not effing with you, hashtag they will boo. Those people were on their feet. That means they may not have known the song, but they were interested in getting to know more. So they were observing you. Charge it to the game and move on, butterfly."
Hey, that was big for Nicki.
That is big for Nicki because we already know what Nicki does.
Because most people, the people go at Nicki saying she's not very supportive of young female rappers.
She's not super nice.
Yeah, and all this kind of stuff. But for her to go out of her way to do that, and then Coi retweeted that, it brightened up her day. She ended up getting on a private jet to head over to Virginia, and she made the show. She literally did that all because of what Nicki Minaj did.
Well, shout out to Nicki, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nicki for being
maybe
nice.
Nicki with her newfound motherhood now feels the need to, take care of some of these young girls.
Especially with a little bit of the loss that she just went through, rest in peace to her father and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I think those type of things soften you up and make you realize, like, you know what? Why was I acting like that?
And we have to give people the opportunity to evolve. We as a society should.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We sure do.
I agree.
So, shout out to Nicki. Props to her for doing that. I mean, she didn't have to, and she did. And, my girl Koi's gonna be on top of the world pretty soon.
You think she got another song in her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's gonna be one of the biggest stars eventually. She's very talented, and she has a great personality. She has the right look. You know, she's doing things the right way, I believe.
I'm interested in seeing what happens because I kind of have a feeling that she's like the next Tinashe.
I think she isn't. I think so Tinashe,
And
to
I
me,
love Tinashe, baby mama.
she
right
makes
there.
really good music and she's a great dancer. But I don't think Tinashe had the internet presence that Koi has and has the personality that Koi has. And it looks like Koi seems to be a little more in control of her career, whereas Tinashe just seemed like she was just doing what people were telling her to do.
I actually can kind of see that because for a bit, Tinashe didn't know she wanted to be the cute one or the sexy one or the dancer or the like. It's just like, what?
Right.
Which one you like? What? So, yeah. I mean, let's see what happens to Big Purr.
Let's see.
Yo, girl.
I'm gonna be watching.
I'll be paying attention from afar. Did you see Kwame Brown speak to Judge Joe Brown?
Yeah, I watched 75% of it. He let Judge go on too long, man. I wish Kwame would have jumped in a little bit more. Well, he's
just
learning
being
how to do interviews.
I think he was just being respectful. And there's nothing that stops you from being on the internet for 2.5 hours.
True. What'd you think about it?
I think that Judge Joe Brown is a funny guy.
Hilarious. I mean, I think this was the first exposure to a lot of people of Judge Joe Brown outside of
His show.
his show. I've been on Judge Joe Brown for a long time, so nothing he said was like new to what
Really?
I've heard all this stuff out of him. He's been on this tip for a good. I've seen it for at least the last 5 years.
I've seen it only last year when he was talking about Trump and all the stuff that Trump was doing, all that kind of. But this time around, the shade to the vice president and all that, I was like, okay, this guy is 73 and he doesn't care anymore.
And he said it. He's like, "There's no career for them to ruin." So
He's retired.
yeah, he's like, whatever I do from this point on is just gonna be for fun. He's like, there's nothing they could do to me.
I like that.
So we haven't talked about young Thanos,
Give it to me.
Kwame,
Give it to me.
the people's champ. So we missed the week that Kwame became Kwame.
Yes.
So do you watch All the Smoke podcast? Do you
I don't
follow?
watch it.
Nah, you're not.
I
into sports
listen.
like that.
I
But you know
watch-
about it.
I watch Men on the Internet.
As you should.
Yeah.
So, All the Smoke podcast, obviously, and I mean, most people probably already know all of this, but All the Smoke podcast, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, two, basketball players. They were role players. Neither of them were stars. Both of them were journeymen, but they were both known for like being tough guys. Steven Jackson was one of the guys that went up in the stands with Ron Artest and punched the people in the stands and all that kind of stuff. No, very open about his gang affiliations and stuff like that.
So Steven Jackson is very open about who he is.
Yeah, so Steven Jackson most like recently, him and George Floyd were very close friends. So
I mean George Floyd.
George
say?
Floyd, yeah.
Okay.
So when George Floyd obviously became on the forefront of society, Steven Jackson also became big in the BLM activists and stuff like that. Matt Barnes also was a notable tough guy. Probably his most famous thing was throwing the ball and like faking the ball into Kobe's face, and Kobe didn't flinch. That was Matt Barnes. Recently, probably most notable is him driving 7 hours to get in an altercation with Derek Fisher, who was dating his ex-wife at the time, and I think they're engaged and about to get married now. So, anyways. These guys were doing a podcast with Jeannie Buss, owner of the Lakers, and then Gilbert Arenas, who is a basketball player, played with Kwame, and in both interviews took some shots at Kwame Brown, the athlete. And people have been doing this for the last 20 years. Kwame Brown was the first high school straight out of high school athlete to get drafted number 1 to the Washington Wizards at that time. Michael Jordan was part owner of the team. So, and he didn't have the, like all-star, all-NBA career that maybe some people expect from a number 1 draft pick. And he's just been, guys like Stephen A. Smith and all this kind of stuff just took shots at him and berated him for his whole career. And this was about 20 years ago. So anyways, these shots were taken and Kwame was done. And he went to YouTube, made some YouTube lives. He went to Instagram, made some Instagram lives, and it's been going for the last 2 weeks.
Do you think that this continues?
Yes, but in a different way.
Okay.
I think Kwame has now become a voice, and I think we are going to see Kwame as a voice on the internet. I think he's going to have his own podcast. I don't know if it's going to be an interview setting, but he's already interviewed Judge Joe Brown. He's done an interview with Devin George, who is a former basketball player as well, who's doing great things in the community, in his community. I think this is what Kwame is going to do.
One thing that we missed out, which I think is super important to how Kwame became Kwame. Charlemagne. So Charlemagne gets on the show and he says, in a way to say like, hey, stop making fun of this guy, right? Don't play with Kwame Brown because his fathers are this, his brothers are that, so on and so forth, and names every charge that everything that has happened that should be family business and airs it out for the world.
It has nothing to do with Kwame at that. Also, didn't say anything about Kwame.
Right.
Said it about his dad, his brother, his sister,
all this stuff. And Kwame responded and said, "Hey, my kid didn't even know that." Now, for me, when Charlemagne gave himself Donkey of the Day for saying all that stuff, it did not come out genuine.
Nope.
Mainly because of one thing he said. This is all public information. And that just goes back to say, hey, I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm sorry I did it anyway. And
it's one of those, I'm sorry I got caught.
Yeah, and maybe just trying to make yourself look better to the people, because when I watched it and I saw him airing all this information, I was like, well, damn, right? But the worst part about this is Charlemagne has you can call it a sexual misconduct charge.
Right.
And I believe it was a settlement, like they settled to this charge.
He got a lesser charge, yeah. He got a deal.
Okay.
Misconduct or something like that.
When Kwame Brown spoke about that, and he said that he's waiting for one more thing about his family that the media is going to say he didn't mention it. But when he spoke about that, Charlemagne sent a cease and desist.
He sent that paperwork.
Quick.
Them white boys sent them paperwork quick.
And that's how I know your apology is not sincere.
And here's another thing that some people may have caught, some people don't. Charlemagne has a vested interest in the All the Smoke podcast because they are on his platform that he has with iHeart. So he's making money off this podcast. So for him to not be involved, to put himself into the conversation and then not talk about what was actually going on, but then just what Kwame is calling is dox him by bringing up all this stuff. And what was the point that he was trying to make? That Kwame is violent, Kwame is a killer, Kwame is crazy.
He comes from killers.
Yeah, don't mess with Kwame. Like, already basically taking character shots without actually saying the words, right?
Exactly.
And so Kwame, being the man that he is, the alpha that he is, came back. And it's great to see somebody be able to fight back. And it's not like you know how like Candace Owens or like all these other people that are kind of like, if you feel like are doing it for clout chasing, Kwame's coming off super authentic. It's not coming off like Kwame is like has some kind of agenda as far as like he's trying to get some kind of big movie deal, or, you know, it just seems like Kwame got fed up. Is tired of people talking about him. His son is 16 years old, probably a fan of the podcast that of all the smoke, and he's probably like, dude, I can't let you guys just talk about me the way my son be watching
any
this
kind of way.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And you know what? If somebody talks about you for 20 years and you turn the other cheek, you ran out of cheeks.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
And I think what hurt Kwame was that these are people in the fraternity. It's one thing when like analysts are saying it and media people and all this kind of stuff, but when you say Steven Jackson and Kwame used to be teammates.
Right. What did they say exactly?
So it was basically with Jeannie Buss. They said, so they were talking about there was a trade that brought Pau Gasol to the Lakers, and in that trade, Marc Gasol and Kwame were traded to the Grizzlies. And then Steven Jackson or Matt Barnes, one of them was like, no, only one person was traded in that. Basically saying that Kwame wasn't anything in that, wasn't even part of that trade, wasn't even a player worth being thrown into that trade. It was really all about Marc Gasol. So that was one thing. And then I think with Gilbert Arenas, it was some just like same type of shots, like he was a bust and all this kind of stuff, like, that type of stuff. So it was just stuff that people have been saying for the last 20 years. But, Kwame is like, why do you guys need to? And he pretty much is exposing these guys now as far as like, he calls it the get along gang and
Get along, go along.
Get along, go along gang. And, talking about how these prevalent black voices, and I mean, you could speak to it way more than I can, seem to like be there to denigrate, or have the past to, talk bad about black men and put it in. The biggest thing that I took out of it is, for me, like, I'm like, what Kwame put into perspective for me is, whether it be an actor, whether it be a music person, whether it be an athlete, these guys have gotten to a level of success that is really, really hard to get to.
Yep. And
because they're in the public eye, we tend to, we give the opportunity to like critique. And what Kwame was saying is like, people keep calling me a bust, but I played in the league for 12, 13 years. I made $65 million. I'm from the hood, and my family is not in the hood. My mom, at the age of 18, I was able to change my mom's life and move her to a golf course. Mm-hmm. So how am I a bust? And his whole message is like, we keep telling, and he's focusing on black youth that, we're victims. We're victims. We can't ever be. And he's like, I am living proof of what success could be like if you're a free thinker and all this kind of stuff. So I love his message. I think it's super necessary. I wish him nothing but success. And, the way that he's going viral and the following that he's taking, they're saying Kwame and Kevin Samuels 2024.
We're not going to do that. But here's what I have to say about that. I think that once you hit a certain level in the industry, especially when you're a personality, somebody that people listen to, you drop the idea of potential. You drop the idea that there is more race to run. Once you get on that Joe Budden level, that Charlemagne level, you have this sense of resentment for something, whether it's something that didn't go your way and it could have made you bigger, or maybe you did something that challenges your morality and you want to place that on somebody else. But that happens. And with Charlemagne, it's so interesting because if you go listen to Charlemagne on The Breakfast Club, he's a nut job. Like, he's just a babbling idiot. But then he doesn't say the same message on his podcast with Andrew Schultz. The messages are not the same.
What do you think is different in the messages?
Well, on The Breakfast Club, it's pain, suffering,
victim.
All of this, like, it's like we just can't get enough of it. The America KKK thing, like, all of it. It's just all bad. You know, and it's just like when we were talking about, him and Envy were having a conversation, and it sucks that Envy is the smarter person in the conversation, but they were talking about the situation with the girl that got shot who was trying to stab the other girl. And Envy was trying to make the point that, hey man, these type of police interactions, they do vary case by case. And honestly, it does. What doesn't vary case by case?
Soldier Boy. He's always the first.
He's always the first. Point blank. Okay. But Charlemagne exposed how he thinks and how he wants other people to think in that conversation, because he said, no, it doesn't. It doesn't vary case by case. If there's a black person there, they are going to shoot, period. And it's like, well, that doesn't take factual information into account. You're just responding in this weird emotional way because perhaps you're a part of the media, and that's a lot of the stories that are being fed to you. But if you go to his conversations with Andrew Schultz on Brilliant Idiots, he's a little bit less on that, like, that path. And so I realized that Charlemagne, Joe, when he goes on his white people rants and all that kind of stuff, it's just there's something happening in that space with the people who at the very top who don't want you to be there next to them.
And who are these people at the very top you're speaking of?
I don't know, George Soros.
So I don't know. Are you talking about like the executors?
I really don't know. I feel like, you know, when everybody used to say like Trump isn't president, it's Steve Bannon. Yeah. There's a Steve Bannon up there that says, yo, this is the message that has to be. It's like when people speak on women's rights and they fight for things that already exist. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's stuff like that where it's like, okay, what if we just take a step back and just look at the bigger picture? What are we fighting about? What are we angry about? Of course, there's legitimate things that anger people of my race, right? Or ethnic, like whatever we are. But the message seems to remain that there is this ultimate boogeyman that just can't get ahead.
White supremacy.
But you know what, though? Why does Charlemagne have a deal with iHeart? I'm sure white people work there.
Yeah.
Why does he work at iHeart? I'm sure white people work there. So it's like you're okay with receiving your blessings, but when it's somebody else, it's like, no, you need more. It's like, it's that kind of message what I think is messing with the people that listen to him, because I read the comments and people agree so quickly with what he has to say, and I can only imagine who's on the other side of that comment listening to these things that are just like, you just can't until they what? After a certain point in time, you have to put it on yourself.
So I think,
and that's not to take away from real issues, right? But it's the messaging is just,
well, I think media is media for the purposes of media, right? Media does a really great thing. Yeah, and they're also really good at creating narratives. They're really good. So if you say something enough times, it becomes the truth. If you see it on television, it becomes the truth. And one of the things that a guy like Kwame is doing is like, yo, be a free thinker. And if you're not, and look at what they do to free thinkers. And he kind of laid out the playbook of what's going to happen. He's like, they're going to go after, they're going to try to ruin my character. All of these people are going to come after me and all this kind of stuff. The go along, get along game. And it's happening as he said it was. And then he said, the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to get a woman to come after me. Like, that's what he's saying is the next play out of this playbook that he thinks is going on. But to go back to what you were saying, I think most people, majority of people kind of stick to their own echo chamber. And you only hear, and I think for me, what really opened,
say it the black way, birds of a feather
flock together. But what I'm saying is, especially in this last election year, it is remarkable to see how little like I would talk to people that are super Trump supporters. I would talk to people that are super, anti-Trump supporters, because there wasn't really any Biden supporters. It was just anti-Trump or Trump supporters, right? And it was remarkable to see how little each side knew about the other side. And what I meant by that is like the only like you could tell where they got their information from what they were saying. And if you give alternative facts, they would be like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Wait, what's an alternative fact?
Alternative to what they thought was the facts. So
a fact.
A fact, but alternate, or when you give them alternate information, I say not alternate facts, like the other side of another perspective.
Okay.
They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Sure.
Right. And so to think that that's just gonna stop, like now all of a sudden everybody's gonna be open to hearing. No, if you're listening to The Breakfast Club, the chances that you're listening to Jason Whitlock are very slim. The chances that you're listening to Candace Owens is very slim. The chances that you're listening to, Sonny Johnson or any other black show that on the other side, right? You're not listening to that. So a guy like Charlemagne gets carte blanche on his show.
He gets to say whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
And everybody will listen to it.
And think that it's true because it's unchecked.
Sure.
Nobody's coming back at him being like, "Nah, man, that's not the truth." And why he can't do it on Brilliant Idiots is there's a white guy on the other side that's pretty smart in Andrew Schultz that he can't just get away with just being
and
like.
Andrew Schultz isn't just some left-leaning loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty neutral
Somewhere
as
in
far
the
as
middle.
he's.
I would actually say he's closer to the right, but he's somewhere more in the middle.
I think he publicly wants to be not on the right, but he's seems to be somebody who will take in information and take it as is versus putting some kind of spin either way. You know what I mean? Which I think is the problem, right? One of the problems with how media is right now is whatever information they take, they have certain color lenses on. They're either left or right lenses, and whatever that information is, they're going to put their story on it versus just talking about the information as is.
Well, I have some stats for you.
All right, let's
Since
go.
we're right here. Okay, Joe's stats.
Okay.
Ready? No golf trips. No insults. No racist rhetoric. No whining. No complaining. No bragging. No blaming. No hate speech. And no crazy tweets. Is Joe Biden the greatest president of our generation?
No, Soldier Boy.
But yeah, as a person who again, I do recognize life's difficulties. I think that the message moving forward in life is never one that encourages you to keep one eye forward and one eye back. Because if you're crossing a bridge that's burning, the 1 second that you take to turn around, and this is not to say to study your history. It's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is while you're moving across that bridge that's burning, that 1 second where you turn around to look at what has been burned can cost you your life. What I'm saying is reach your destination and then turn around and see how far you got.
Right.
I don't like the message, and this is not against the Breakfast Club in general, because I actually am a really big Envy fan for some reason. But when Charlemagne speaks, I also, and Joe Budden does this all the time too, I hear somebody who doesn't know themselves and is conflicted about what their message should be. I say that because, for example, Joe Budden will say something about mental health and this, that, and the third, and he doesn't want to talk bad about people, and when people talk bad about him, it's a problem, blah, blah. But this guy is toxic. Like, he's a bad guy.
Right.
He's not a good person, and it's like, okay, you say all this stuff, but your actions and your words don't dictate the message you're trying to send, which is why it's fun to watch, because you're you're an exploding vehicle. You know, you can't keep your eye off of mess. Right. And that's what Charlemagne is too, because it's clear that there's some message in there that he wants to tell people, but he just can't say it. And I think the best example of that was when he spoke to that lady and Rush Limbaugh and Angela
Stanton King.
Yeah. He and the other ones did not have a response for those two. And I'm not saying Rush Limbaugh is great or anything like that, but I'm saying when you get into those spaces and you want to have those serious conversations about actionable items that you could do to change the world, when you rely on slogans and buzzwords, you change and affect nothing.
I agree. And I think that there's a larger issue that I'm starting to see more and more prevalent, that type of mentality is actually infesting. And I think guys like Kwame are important to take on like the youth, because there's this, and I'm going to give a couple of examples, but this whole victim mentality. And today is Memorial Day, right? And Memorial Day is a day that we take time to think about our fallen, soldiers that gave their life for our freedoms here in the U.S. And it's interesting to see, to me, how much pride or how much I saw an athlete, Francis Ngannou, UFC heavyweight champion right now. He's from Africa, Nigeria, Cameroon, and he posted something saying thank you to the American soldiers who gave their life, basically talking about how because of them he's able to be where he is right now. And you come from immigrant parents, I come from immigrant parents, and my parents are now U.S. citizens, and the reverence that they have for this country because of the life they were able to give them and their children is so like high. And then I see some of the people that are in the media that speak about America, and guys that just are, and guys and girls, men and women that basically say America's the worst place in the world, right? And this is and what I'm getting to. So I was at work. I guess this was Friday, and I was sitting in my office, and 3 of my coworkers came into my office, and we were just like shooting the shit or whatever. And we ended up talking about the hierarchy at the company that I work with, one of a future Fortune 100 corporate company, right? And I was talking about how, I'm not looking to stay in the same position I'm in no more than a year. These are the steps that I've taken and all this kind of stuff. And then they went through the hierarchy, and clearly all of the people that are in like the top 5 positions at where I work all happen to be white. All right. So
damn it.
So
the evil white.
Exactly. Right. So 2 of the people that I'm talking to are Hispanic. One of them is white. Okay. So the conversation is very close to how I'm about to say it right now. So the one Hispanic male said, I won't be able to get a promotion because I'm not tall enough. But
you're lying.
I'm not tall enough. They usually give promotions to people who are taller and that are white. So he looks over to the white guy, and he's like, this guy will be able to get the promotion because he's white. And he said, no. I'm white, but I'm too old. Ageism is a thing. They'll much rather give the promotion to somebody who's younger. They'll look at my age and they'll take me out of the thing. And then went over and then they looked at me, and then I looked at the Hispanic girl that I work with, and I was like, what do you think about this? And he's like, yeah, this company's racist. Unless you're white, you're not going to be able to get to the top. Don't you feel the same way? And I looked at him and I was like, nah, I think I could get whatever I want. I just got to work at it, but I'll get whatever promotion I want as long as I perform the way I need to perform. And it was just like but taking a step back, I was just like, how do you guys get to a point where you already think that you can't get somewhere because of stuff that's not in your control? And it comes from all of this year, like whether it be in the schools, whether it be in the media, of just this whole like, it doesn't matter if you're a certain insert into this box, if you fit into this box, because you are not fit into this other box, you will never be able to have success. Yet there is multiple, just like multiple examples of people who are in this one box that are much more successful than the people that are in this other box. Yet we just ignore that.
Let me ask you this question.
Please.
Do you feel like because you're brown, things are harder for you, or because you're Indian, so you're Asian but you're not Asian, and you're brown but you're not brown? So do you feel like do you even feel like you get the like, oh, he's smart? Yeah. Do you feel like they pass you along in that sense?
In what you mean? Who is they or we? Like,
I guess the corporate giants. Like, you know how, there's the stereotype. Asian
Right.
people are smart.
Right.
I pretty much think when I see a Indian person, I already am like, oh, that person's a genius.
Right.
Right. So do you feel like there's things in your way? Like my dad tells me all the time, he told me, you'll never be successful because you're black in this country. So, but meanwhile, his wife is extremely successful. And my mom is extremely successful.
Okay.
But these are the type of things that are passed down
Right.
to me. Now, mind you, I got mad white employees.
employees, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So you the boss?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't think that was supposed to happen. So the question is, do I feel like I get, do I deal with racism? Or do I
Do
deal
you
with,
feel like you deal with it?
no. But you can ask somebody that looks just like me, that's come from similar backgrounds, probably maybe more successful than me, that would feel like, yeah, they deal with racism all the time.
What is the racism against Indian people? What do they get?
So I don't know if it's Indian. I don't think Indians count in this country. Like we were just talking.
Yeah.
We're not, when you talk about brown people, we're not the brown people you're talking about.
Right.
When you're talking about Asian people, we're not the Asian people you're talking about.
Right.
When you're talking about religion, we're not the religion that you're talking about, right?
Right.
So as far as that, I think we're just kind of in the cracks, but not really worried about it because, like it is what it is. So I know I have a friend who felt like, this is a great example of same thing, two different mentalities. So you remember The Simpsons?
Yeah.
The store owner was the name of what?
Gerald.
Apu,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Apu. So Apu had heavy Indian accent. You know what I mean? And so to me, I looked at that and I was like, wow, there's an actual person that sounds like my dad that is in this one of the most famous cartoons of all time. This is awesome.
And he owns a store.
Yeah.
He's a business owner.
Yeah. My friend looks at that and is like, they're making fun of me. And because of that, I got picked on in school because everybody would call me Apu. And I was like, and so it's just like two different thought processes. So maybe I did come across things that could have been racist or whatever it is. I remember I used to go door to door, knocked on somebody's door, and they looked at me and they said, "No terrorists allowed."
Yeah.
And I just straight smiled at him. I was like, good thing I'm not a terrorist. and then he started laughing. I started laughing, and it was what it was.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody else looks at that and is like,
Yeah.
because to me, I am not naive enough to think that there's not assholes in this world.
Sure.
And assholes can be assholes regardless if it's through racism or just
being stupid.
being an asshole.
Yeah.
And so to me, like, I just never saw it as everything that I have, good or bad, I believe is because of the choices and decisions that I made.
Yeah. I'm kind of there too.
Yeah.
I do recognize racism that's happened around me and to me.
Sure. I think
Okay,
racism
I do.
exists.
I do recognize that. However, I don't think I'm drowning in racism.
And I also believe that there is racism that maybe at a certain level you can't get to a certain thing. I do think that that does exist. However, I also think that it's not. I think what people say is you're either going to be broke, like you can't be comfortable because of racism, and I don't think that's true. I think we could get a lot farther. Most people could get a lot farther to live good lives, regardless of how much racism there is. Now, maybe to get to ultra level, like running a business, and maybe there's ceilings that need to be broken to there, as far as like head of Amazon or head of, you know,
bruh. You know the CEO of Google is Indian.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Most of these tech companies, the CEOs are Indian.
Indian or Asian?
Yeah. For sure.
Asian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Recognizable Asian. Like what America recognizes.
Yeah.
So that's what to me, whenever I see an Indian person, even the guy who drove me to Uber, and he was saying the wildest things. But I was like, this dude's about to be a freaking billionaire. But I do see that kind of stuff. Like, oh no, Apu. I think the person who did the Apu voice like apologized about it.
Of course. Nowadays
like,
you have to.
I don't really see that because it's like a little bit of a stereotype because
It's a total stereotype.
But at the same time, it's not a bad stereotype because he owned the store.
For sure. And
And to
Russell
me,
Peters does the same voice and became an ultra famous comic for doing the same voice. But he was just doing it. That was his dad's voice.
There you go. So, yeah, we live in weird times. Do you want to switch the camera out, Chris? Okay. I wanted to ask. Oh yeah. Okay. What, like compliments and things like that. So, I'm kind of switching the subject. So the other day, I was speaking to somebody, and it was a female person, somebody who identifies as a woman, and
So she, her. Okay.
I think it was like she, them.
Oh, wow.
Or she, they. No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not making fun of you. But I said, oh gosh,
Here we go. This is going to be edited out, so guys, don't even...
say it again. Yeah. Sundar Pichai. No.
Jivan Sati.
Yeah, yeah, we should have met Javon back in Vegas. Tell you that. Sunil would have been all over
Oh
Javon
my
Sati.
God.
Tell you that. Well, okay. No, I just wanted to say, like, I paid somebody a compliment. And I said, hey, have you been working out? You look really good. This is the second time that compliment has blown up in my face.
Okay.
And they were essentially saying, like, don't ever comment on how we look ever.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, because you said that, it just kind of sounds like you think we looked ugly all the times before. And
Okay.
and that's the first time that happened. I was out with Bree and we went to this like little day bar thing. And I said that to one of her friends who I hadn't seen in a while. And boy, did she cuss me out. Hard. Heavy,
Wow.
loud. Very embarrassing. Had to leave. But is that wrong to say like, hey, you look like you've been working out, taking care of yourself. You look really good. Is that wrong?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I think that's a great compliment. I would love if people say that to me.
I love when people say that to me. You've been working, like, you noticed? Thank you. I think maybe the thing that was bad, I was like, oh, your face look a little like thinner. You look really good. Is that bad too?
It could be.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would
like,
say
you're
so.
basically saying she used to be fat.
All right. Well, what if she was fat?
Yeah. I think, look,
You think it's bad, Chris?
I don't.
I think you just don't comment on her appearance. Just don't do it.
But you know what's funny
Because
is
why?
because there was movie after movie, television show after television show that used to be like, man, I just wish guys would say we're beautiful. I just wish a guy would compliment me.
But that's TV.
Huh?
That's TV.
But that's also
movies.
what creates like the narrative of society. Now it's changing to, oh, like that's toxic if you're judging me just I'm more than just my looks. Which is true. But that doesn't mean you can't be like, you know what, you look beautiful. You look great.
Does it change if you're talking to the person. Not to say I'm talking to them, but at some point in time we were. And
what do you mean talking? Like trying to get involved with them, or were
no, like
previously
we
involved?
were involved like a while ago, but now it's just like kind of just catching up. Oh, like, you look good.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's not
because
fine
you
anymore.
know the person.
That's why I said it. It wasn't like they were a stranger. I was just like, we used to talk.
But are you talking about the Bree's friend or this other?
Oh no,
person?
no. Bree's friend, I don't even know where that came from.
Because I think that's another thing too. If you don't talk like consistently, like, and if you don't know that person that well, because it was Bree's friend. Like,
Well, I know that friend,
right?
But that was like I knew her for years, at the time, and that just kind of happened out of nowhere. And I was like, I don't know what I said. I paid her a compliment, whatever. But this time, it's somebody that I was like, we were like, talking, like, almost relationship, when we were talking, and so I didn't see her in a while. And
That's easier.
Yeah.
You don't give away.
I think that's a her problem. I don't think that's a you problem.
But
man.
I was just like, because if I lose weight and when I lost weight, that's the first thing people said to me, whether I knew them or did not know them. Dang, you lost a lot of weight. You look good. And I didn't think you must have thought that I looked ugly. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's you.
Huh?
That's you.
Yeah, but I think that I
But
don't.
how are we supposed to know?
Don't comment on it. That's how you know.
Nah, but then I don't know. I think you
That
should
doesn't make any
compliment.
sense.
If you compliment, you should compliment. Like how you accept that compliment, just say thank you. If you don't like it, if they keep, I could see like if that's all you kept harping on. Like,
No.
oh yeah, if it was just one off, like wow,
Just
you look
one
great.
thing.
Yeah, for her to just go off on you or whatever, like I think that's just she's toxic.
No, hey, relax.
I disagree, but all right.
No, but the
Wait, you think that it's not common courtesy to just be like thanks?
I think she has already been self-conscious about it as it is, and you bringing it up doesn't help. But obviously, you're not gonna know that. But just to be courteous in general, don't bring it up.
Don't bring up
what up?
Don't bring up complimenting somebody for looking good.
Yeah, just don't bring it up.
Nah.
If they know they look good, they look good.
So
Oh,
then
good.
we shouldn't say nice things about anybody.
No, that's not what I said. I
Well,
said don't
so-
comment on somebody's appearance.
So you can't
Especially
comment.
if they've been self-conscious about it for a long time.
I just don't know that.
Yeah, so why are you gonna poke the bear if you don't know it?
To me,
That's
I
not-
wasn't poking the bear. I look. Here's why I mentioned that we used to talk. I already think you're beautiful.
I don't think you guys having talked before should factor into this conversation at all.
But I only threw that in there because I don't think you're ugly at all. I just think like you look like you've been taking care of yourself. Like you look good. You look great. I haven't seen you in a while,
But
so
if
you look great.
But
you
if
know?
somebody has the mentality of you saying, "Oh, I look good," and their first thought process is, "Wow, you thought I must have looked terrible before," they got issues. So I don't think
She
anything
was
that
just probably might have been self-conscious like that.
sure. And either way, if your self-consciousness has gotten to the point where you're lashing out at people that compliment you, that's not on the person that complimented you, and their behavior shouldn't have to change either. You need to go talk to psychologists and deal with that type of information. Deal with that situation.
I did not say
No,
this.
but I'm saying this because that's terrible. Don't get into a society where we can't compliment each other on saying nice things. We got to be careful of the nice things we say. That's crazy. And anybody that's going to be like, "Oh, you should be careful of saying nice things to people because you don't know what's going on in their past," that's not a world that I want to live in.
Hold on. Well, don't kill yourself.
No, I'm not going to.
No, but
I'm
okay,
just
let me-
saying
wait,
that's
wait,
crazy.
Let me see. Let me restate it because I might have said it the wrong way. Okay, I said, "Have you been working out? You look really good. Face looks." That's what I did. I did your face look. God, look good. And then she was like, "What?
That's a little creepy.
What?"
What you said.
Okay, we get it somewhere now.
That's weird. That's a weird way of complimenting
Really
somebody.
cracking open a case.
You should have just been like, man, have you been working out? You look great. You don't have to be like, I see that like your thighs are actually like different from what they used to look like. Your face is like, you know what I mean?
No, it's because I didn't see her in person.
Yeah, but you don't have to say your cheeks look skinnier and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's my fault.
Yeah.
You was carving a little too deep.
To me, I thought I was like being specific with my thing because again, when I lost weight, I remember one time I walked in class and Rashawn saw me. And he saw me that morning. I went and I worked out. And then he saw me again that evening. And he was like, dang, every time I see you, you're just like thinner. Like your face is smaller. And like you're just smaller. And I was like, thank you
Yeah,
so
but you
much.
saw Rashawn all the time. He was like a roommate, friend, somebody that
He
you
wasn't
were
my
close
roommate,
to.
but
Yeah.
we were not close. But
You guys
we saw him at
talked-
school.
Talked a lot.
Yeah.
You guys had like a common thing. Like it wasn't like just somebody out of the like.
But that's the thing. I don't think that I was somebody out of like we're not strangers to each other.
But yeah, but you guys weren't also like talking all the time. Clearly,
Who, me and this guy?
yeah.
We were. That's what I'm trying to tell
Still
you.
at that point where you complimented her. No, there was a big gap in between.
Not a
that.
huge gap. No, it wasn't more than
To me,
4 days.
complimenting exes can be different. I think in this case, 'cause when you first said it, it just made it seem like she lashed out at you because you said she got thinner or she looked good.
Mm-hmm.
But the history and who knows how it ended or who knows what she thought about you.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing you're doing is saying her face looks skinnier.
I don't think it's the first thing. See, I don't want to go to that excuse.
Say you look great, sure, that's fine. You know why? Because you're not getting into details. You look great, cool, thank you. If you go, oh, your face, it looks.
No, but why would I say you look great out of nowhere? To me, that's what makes no sense. Because if you look exactly the same, I will not say anything. But if you look better, then I will say you look really good. Your face is thinner. Like you look great.
I could still see saying, yo, I could really tell you lost some weight in your face. But saying like, oh, your cheeks look skinnier. And
I didn't say. I just said, oh, your face looks not good. Like
yeah, but that's different. That's not a compliment when you're like, oh, your face looks like say, dude, you look great. That's it. Not like,
How's that not a compliment?
because it's weird. You're not
Then
saying
I'm weird.
You're not saying words. You're like making noises.
You don't understand that?
It doesn't sound like a compliment. It sounds like maybe it's kind of like a dig.
It's not a dig.
Your intentions
Yeah,
may
but
not
some
be
people
that.
can't
What
perceive
you're
it as
saying, like
that's
you're
what you're
not
saying.
using words. You're using sounds.
But it was with my face. Like you could see me doing it.
I'm sure, but it's not like I would be like, what are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. This reminds me of when I was at the gym and this guy lost a ton of weight, but he was a bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this I understand. I said, "You're looking really skinny, man." And he was like, "Don't ever say that to me." And he was like, "Just say I'm looking," what did he say?
Leaner.
Leaner.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
But at least
okay."
he like corrected.
Yeah, he was like, because he was like, "Don't tell a bodybuilder they
Yeah.
look skinny."
And he was
I
like, it was
"Got
in a jovial way. It wasn't like he's trying to
No,
kill
he was
you.
like serious.
Yeah, but it's like,
was like, okay.
but see that way, it's like, yo, this bothers me. This is what a remedy for that. It's not like what Chris was saying. Just like, yo, you shouldn't like compliment you because you don't know what their insecurities are. That's crazy to me. I'm not living in that world. That we're like, I have to be
say-
afraid of what my compliments are now. Like, nah, man.
Just say you look great.
That's
it.
yeah.
That's all you need.
I'm not.
That's
gonna
what
say
I
that.
thought he said, and he lashed out. But all this, all like, oh yeah, your face is like, like, nah,
I didn't think
that's
anything
different.
of that. Like, of course, the people who are watching, who are listening, they're not going to get it. But for me, I didn't want to say like your cheekbones are. I was just like I'm responding to you showing me your face. I didn't see anything else, so I'm just responding to you showing me your face, and I'm like, oh, I can tell your face looks thinner. It's a compliment.
But
that
if
I
you
got.
said it, that would be different from what you actually did.
I don't even get that. I
words-
think maybe it's because of my experience.
Yeah.
When people complimented me, they said the same thing to me, and I never got angry about it.
But did they say your face looks thinner?
Yeah, people would say the craziest things.
Yeah, but did they say with words?
No, like some people would just do this.
They verbalize.
Yeah.
No, some people would just do this. Hey man, losing weight. Look at you. Ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh. They would do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand. I'm like, clearly you're continuing with these sounds that is complimenting the words that you've already said.
Sure.
So why would I? What's the difficult part about me saying you look really good? I could tell from your face. Oh, yeah, good. And then like, is all of a sudden now you can't understand body language?
No, but
makes no sense.
I'm not saying your body. I'm saying that body language of looks good, good is not the same as wow, your face looks really good.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say.
I'm not. But what I'm trying to tell you is that mannerisms that you're doing isn't saying what you're trying to say.
That is so weird.
Yeah, that's what I think. At least what I take if somebody's like, good. It's like brushing. It seems dismissive.
But what about the first part?
That part is fine.
So
if
if
you
I
just
said
have that.
the first part.
No, but if I say Sunil, man, like what a nice haircut. Good.
Yeah, I know you.
Doing a J-Lo.
I know
J-Leno
you.
impression.
But they know me.
Yeah, but I could see how somebody could take that as dismissive.
I mean, it's like you're not a stranger. It's like, I'm so confused. I don't say that to strangers.
I think that you guys being in a relationship or having that type of relationship probably played into it more than
Yeah, there
You
might have
wanna-
been something else there too.
I think that it.
She hates you. Yeah.
I think that relationship ended in where you guys weren't seeing eye to eye, and maybe you don't realize how not eye to eye you guys are seeing. So that coming from you,
So you want me to block her?
I'm just saying. I don't think that's normal behavior, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, you're saying I'm wrong, so I guess I'm wrong. I just didn't see it that way.
I don't think, like, if you did it to me, I wouldn't get offended. Because I know you and I know your intentions, and I'm not that sensitive of a person. However, I can also see where somebody sees that and doesn't get your sense of humor, doesn't get your mannerisms, and can look at that as that's dismissive. Mixed, coupled with who knows how this relationship ended. If it's anything like how I know you end relationships, she was probably more wanting it to move further than you wanted it to move further. She probably got emotional. You probably walked away. And so she was like leaving on a note that
I'm future. This is the second time this week somebody told me I'm being dismissive when
you don't understand that you have a sarcastic form of humor.
I do know that.
Of course. So like,
But
isn't
that was
gonna
not
exude?
making a joke.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is your mannerisms, everything you do exudes sarcasm.
Sorry, that's not my fault.
That's what I'm saying. You
But-
shouldn't
but
have
if
to
you're
worry.
familiar with me, like the person who told me I was being dismissive this week, they've known me for 13 years. So at this point now, it's like,
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
you can't understand where they might get the sense that you're dismissive.
No. Mainly because
Then you're
when people,
you're not
Sorry.
self-aware. That's an issue that you should work on.
I just don't
Or
get
just-
it because when people talk to me that way, it's not a problem.
Yeah, but that-
and people do talk to me worse than that, and they're wild to me, and I don't do anything. But then when I say something that I am just kind of about, like it's just normal. I say something in passing, and then it's a big problem. But people talk to me in the wildest ways.
Yeah, but that's real life, bro. Real
Sure.
life is not gonna be based off of your feelings and how you see everything. How you experience life and how you formulate your opinions or receive information isn't going to be the same way that somebody else receives that same information. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong, right, or whatever. What I'm saying is to not understand that somebody, what may not be offensive to you could be offensive to somebody else is naive.
No, I can understand some things. Like when I was 20 or 21 or something, I was walking in Home Depot and I said something really offensive to somebody. And I totally get it. I said something about Pocahontas.
Okay.
And when she got upset with me, it was like a great conversation until I said that. And I was like, got it. Shouldn't say that. I didn't know it was a bad thing to say. But now that I know that, I just am not going to say it anymore. So the person you're meeting today and the person who moved to this state, totally different.
Sure.
I said the wildest things and just did not care about your feelings at all. Today, I'm trying to figure out other people's feelings, but I just feel as if there are many things I can understand that are offensive. But at the same time, there are many things I don't understand why someone can see them as offensive.
I agree. I'm with you with that. And my whole way of navigating through life is understanding when somebody's ultra sensitive. And if they're ultra sensitive and you don't want the drama, just go by what they're saying. And I think
I get that. And from here on out, I'm going to move a certain type of way with
those
them,
people.
But I just am still lost. Like, I still don't get it.
Don't put your energy into something that's unfigureoutable. Because
I want to figure it out because I don't want to make the same mistake again.
But you're not going to. What I'm saying is that mistake is specific to that person. It's not something where you could do that same stuff to me or to one of Bree's other friends, and you're not going to get the same reaction.
Right.
What I'm saying is sometimes certain people are just sensitive. Like there's this one girl she was like really good looking girl. And this was when I was living on the East Coast. And we hung out and everything was cool. And the first time I remember, I must have said something and she got super upset, left. Like she ended the date, left, and whatever was whatever. And we didn't talk for like however many months, maybe like 6 to 8 months later.
Damn.
We tried to go on another date. Like for whatever reason, we reconnected, got on another date. Chilling, same spot we went to the first date.
Might have been a red flag there, but
probably should have probably shouldn't have brought up those vibes, but whatever. Anyway, so sat there, whatever, and she said something, and I was joking around. I was like, "Wow, you trifling." You know how we say like, "Wow, you trifling."
Yeah.
That word triggered her in another way. Same thing. Ended the date, stormed off, left. Didn't talk to her since. So I could sit here but I've called people trifling. They've called me trifling for many years since then and no issues. So should I stop the way that I talk? Or should I just realize that, hey, maybe there's going to be certain people that you don't match with that you might have said something. If she would have told me, yo, like, I really don't like that word, don't say it again, I would be like, I apologize. I didn't mean it. Like, to me, this is what this word means. If it means something different to you, thank you. Thank you for educating me. I'll make sure not to use that. And we could have kept going. It wasn't like that with her. There was no education. She just ended it. Like, this is why I shouldn't have come out on this, like, all this kind of stuff left, and it was on. So, to me, it's like, there's going to be certain people that just get triggered.
Oh, snap. I cannot hear you.
There's going to be certain people that just get triggered.
it's just you.
No, I think I turned it around. There's going to be certain people that just get triggered, and you just have to understand that those people exist. But don't change your whole personality because of it.
I have changed, and I think, like, for example, my style of comedy is not nice. Like, my style of interacting with people, because where I come from and the people that I hung out with, like my family, like back in Florida and whatnot, our compliment is saying you look horrible. Like my friend who's like my cousin pretty much posted a picture. He looks incredible. Mm-hmm. Like he looks insane.
And you're like, boy, you trash.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And I'm gonna show you like what I wrote, and that is me. And it's hard for me to not be that person, but I know with strangers, I'm not, you know. But like with him, so this is what he looks like.
All right.
Okay?
Good looking dude.
He looks very good. But my comment,
I can't see that far. I ain't gonna lie and say
no, the next one under.
You look horrible.
I leave really like we're just mean to each
Yeah.
other. I remember one time his brother told me, he was like, because I was overweight. So his brother was like, "Hey, yo, if you get a girlfriend, who do you think is gonna have the bigger boobs?" And I'm laughing.
Right.
It's like that's our thing. But and then I moved over here, and I realized, I can't talk to everybody like that.
But
Okay.
look,
And then I tone it down, right? But of course, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. My whole thing is like I want to be kind to people. I want to be nice to people. And to me, one of the best things somebody could say to me, especially like if they don't know what's inside of my mind, is like, you look healthy. You look good. You've been working out. Like for me, I take that.
Right.
And I can't imagine a person who's like, oh no, right? And so then now I'm in this like weird position where I'm like, the first thing I do is notice what's great about somebody.
yeah.
Like I remember my friend Frank, he used to compliment this one person that we all knew that everybody had bad things to say about her, but he was always like, well, she has beautiful eyes. And one day I was like, Frank, why do you do that? And he was like, I just want to compliment the best part of somebody. Like, I just want to highlight that. And I was like, damn, that's such a great trait to have that it's immediately something that I adopted into my personality.
For sure.
The moment I notice something great about somebody, I'm just going to say it. Whenever Chris does his diets and stuff, I immediately say it. I immediately look at him, I'm like, you looking good. But then if Chris turns around and he says, I'm offended by that, I don't think I will ever pay him a compliment ever.
And you shouldn't.
By the way, I've never said that in my life, so keep the compliments
And you
coming.
shouldn't. And you shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, if somebody is that person, it's too hard to
not
feel
talk
that
about
person.
that
out.
person,
No,
but
I'm
like
saying that person.
those type of people.
Those type of people, that
Yeah.
person in this scenario, that would, if Chris did that to you, you shouldn't give him another compliment. Because at the end of the day, if you're taking away the joy of something that's like pure, because here's the thing, I think nuance has been lost in today's society with a lot of people. Intentions are lost, right? So you could be an asshole to me, Kelby, and I don't think anything about it because I know what your intentions are, and I
'Cause
put
you
that
just naturally an asshole.
and I put that
That is
against,
also me. But I fight every day to be kind.
but you know what?
I lose a lot.
But also, I could put into consideration all the times that you've been there as a friend. That also plays a role into how I think about you or whatever. And if it ever gets too much, I know I would feel confident enough in our friendship to be like, yo, Kelby, I need to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
And it could be a healthy conversation.
For sure.
But I also think we're both mature people and not insecure in a lot of factors
Right.
and know ourselves a lot better than maybe some other people that we meet. So the point that I'm trying to make is that like, you're never going to be able to satisfy everybody. And there's always going to be somebody out there that wants to take things verbatim without seeing intention.
What he's trying to say is, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes.
Nah, chase them waterfalls,
that you
bro.
used to.
To be honest with you, if you're sitting in your best friend's ride, you're a freaking scrub. Especially if you're in a passy.
He's also known as a buster. Come on.
Pastor Guy Tonde, Pastor Border Control. Yeah, I think that was it. Well, let me ask you this. I have gone to the gym and, talked to a couple of ladies. If I've like in my past 10 years of going to the gym, I
Okay.
try not to make it a habit because the gym is like my little
Right.
thing, and you don't want weird energy. But I've noticed again, I'm on a lifelong journey of trying to be a kind person, except to some people where I know they're not going to take it a weird way. But I would walk up to a girl and I would say something that I notice is nice. Now I'm not gonna say, "Damn,
that ass is
right?"
fat.
Like, I'm not gonna say that, and it's like just not a part of my vernacular.
Damn
But-
titties.
No, it's not. It's like, but I would say like, "Hey, I just noticed you from afar. I just think you're really beautiful, and I just wanted to ask you your name." They tell me, and I tell them my name. Hey, I don't want to bother you on your workout, but I just want to see if I can get your number. Blah, blah. That has always worked, but I haven't done that in 5 years. So what works now?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Because Because you do it all wrong.
Nah, because like at the gym,
Obviously.
at the gym, I'm not
the gym, but just in general.
In general?
Yeah, like
I wouldn't
that's
even
my
know.
approach. I try to be really respectful, so on and so forth.
But you see somebody and you want to compliment them. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I just want to highlight like something. The reason why I'm here.
Do people even meet people in real life anymore?
I do.
You're supposed to just swipe right or left.
Man, that stuff is it's for the
That
birds.
stuff's dangerous.
Why?
Nah, I mean, I think you bring up a good point though, because like,
How do you communicate with somebody to let them know, like, I'm here because I think I don't know what's inside your mind. So I'm only here to talk to you to get to know you.
It depends.
What do I say?
it depends on the type of woman that you're approaching.
I think it's just a process.
What's the process?
I don't think it has to be like up front, like immediately, hey, this is why I'm here. I think it's like, hey, what's going on? Hey, good. Hey, gym buddy, what's going on? Oh, hey, it's going.
I use the gym as an example because it's a place that I go to all the time.
Kind of feeding your.
So let's say
example.
you're out and about,
Yeah.
at a restaurant,
Yeah.
or let's say you're at a bar,
Yeah.
and there's a girl that you are
You're
interested in,
yeah.
and you want to spark interest, and you don't want to be friend zoned. You just want it to be like, yo,
Yeah, you want to set your intentions clearly.
Yes.
Because here's something that I wrote on Twitter the other day, and I was just like, yo, if you're feeling a girl or if you're feeling a woman or whatever, let them know early on. Because playing the friend zone, playing the friends game is dangerous for you.
right.
Because you get into that zone where like y'all are friends, but you like her, and then breaking up with friends is almost worse than breaking up with somebody.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like just say it up front. You're not losing anything by this person not being your friend. You're not, because they're already not your friend.
I think just like anything, it's gonna depend on the girl in this situation. I don't think like there's no cookie cutter way to do it. It's just whatever comes natural to you. And certain girls are gonna receive it in a positive way. Certain girls are gonna receive it in a negative way.
Now, on the flirtation side, I've never gotten somebody to be like, oh my gosh, no. 100% of the time, it has always been.
So maybe you have a great radar of knowing who to approach and who not to.
Yes, but again, I will continue by saying I have not done that in several years.
Maybe you haven't seen a person that's worth going up to.
Yeah, but my real point is today, 2021 is very different than 2016.
Sure.
So are we communicating with people a different way? That's what my real question is.
I would say no, but you're gonna run into a lot more explosions than you would in 2016. Because I think like we were going to, like I was saying, the media, social media, all this kind of stuff has given a platform to people expressing all kinds of different thoughts now, where anything could be offensive
into real life,
into real life experiences. So you might say something and go up to somebody and be like, hey, I noticed, you've been working out here. It's that same conversation to somebody who's like that's just like, oh, so all I am is like physical appearance to you. You don't want to get to know my mind.
You gotta throw that in the pitch. Hey, also,
Asterisk.
I just want to know your philosophy on life.
Footnote.
But something a friend of mine told me years ago, and he's like super Christian. He's a good guy, but he taught me a lesson about something. And he was like, it's not bad to want somebody who catches your eye in that physical way. Because to you, what is beautiful. And you want to be with somebody who's beautiful.
Of course.
Right? So to me, it is not a bad thing to tell somebody they're beautiful. If somebody tells me I'm beautiful one time, my whole year is made.
That's facts.
You are
My
beautiful.
whole year is made. So to me, this is why I'm lost in this sauce. Telling people, highlighting something great about people, to me has always been a great thing. But today it seems
It's true.
But have we ever really known what women want? It's just different stuff now.
well, Chris knows.
Well, Chris knows.
I what?
Every time I go out with Chris, Yo, Chris, I'm gonna go talk to her. And she's like, who's that one? Is that Chris? Chris, can I follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, that happened one time.
And I'm just like, all right, man.
She didn't even follow
That's
me no more.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm about to go beat Chris.
You know what's funny? So Judge Joe Brown, the Kwame thing.
Yeah.
So he talked about how there was like women that he would talk to that would say, I can't find a real man. Because I think a lot of guys are going through the conversation that you're going through right now. Don't even know how to approach a woman now because they're afraid of all the extra that could come about. Oh, you could be sexual. Like, I think it's extremely tough at work. Like, for me, I would not approach anybody at work. I would not approach employees or customers because I'm afraid of any kind of sexual harassment, anything that could like be taken to a manager. Because you don't know, you could be just innocently being like flirting with somebody or being like, oh, you know, you have a great smile, and that person go to the management and be like, he's hitting on me, and I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm like extremely careful about anything that's like that could be considered anything. And it's sad because it is an active thought of mine. If there's like a beautiful person or somebody that I want to compliment, like a girl that I want to, like a dude I'll compliment all day.
Right.
But like a girl,
She'll still telling you though.
a girl, I'm very careful about how I communicate with girls at work because of all the repercussions if it goes left, and being more aware that it could go left. Whereas maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't be as aware of it, or not as aware. I'd be as aware, but I wouldn't be as fearful of it because I feel like the reactions were different then. And maybe that's a bad thing because maybe we were taking advantage of it back then, and we've come to a better place. But I still think it's kind of leans the other way now. Like if we're on a seesaw, I think we're teetering on the too sensitive side, and I'm sure eventually it'll even out. But yeah, like I think you're right, and that confusion has led to a lot of miscommunication. I would say. Yeah,
miscommunication seems to be the biggest issue, I think, in interpersonal relationships, especially because we talk to each other through apps.
True.
There's like most of my success in building relationships with people is just by being with them. And I don't like letting the app dictate who I am to you.
Sure.
Because you can only see me in 9 inches. You know what I'm saying? Like you can only see me in a screen.
And with no
like,
tone, no like.
No. Even if it's a video, like even if it's a video, it's like there's still this blank space that is not able to be filled. Where it's like, okay, I can say certain things and it works out fine. But at the same time, like me as a person, I've always said things that have offended people accidentally and
accidentally on purpose.
No, not even because believe it or not, I said something last week as a joke and somebody like y'all were there and y'all don't even realize it. But I said it and we were all laughing. Everybody's giggling and stuff. And then it turns out the person was like, wait, what'd you say? You know? And so
I was probably blacked out.
No, everybody was sober.
Oh,
but, yeah. And that's the thing. Like to you guys, it was nothing, you know, and to me, it was nothing. It was just nothing. But
was it about God?
No.
Oh,
no. It was just a joke, you know. But even then, I'm just like, are people overthinking things nowadays? Or I don't know where.
Yes,
we're at.
But I also think that there's room for all of us to grow. You know what I mean? And our goal shouldn't be, I think there's a certain point where it gets to just be like, all right, we shouldn't just talk because my personality is just not going to mesh with your personality. I think there's definitely those scenarios, but I also think that we shouldn't go on the other extreme where we think that everything we say is the correct way of saying things. Like I know I've had to grow. Like for example, I know that like there was this black girl that I used to date, and this is back. I was about early 20s, maybe even teens. And I remember one time I was like, I would joke with them, and I used to use this joke a lot with like black. I'd be like, "Yo, you're the whitest black girl I've ever met."
Ooh, don't say that.
Right. So I've said that I used to use that all the time, And she was the first girl who like it ended after that. Like she was like, I don't ever want to talk to you again, all that kind of stuff, because that was super offensive to her. And
You can't say that.
I didn't know that.
Of course.
And so that was
Because
when
people say that to me all the time. I was in a business meeting this morning, and somebody said, "Can you make my skin look a little bit more like Kelby's? I just want to look more like that."
right. And look, after that, I've seen Carlton in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where every single joke was about he's a white black dude. You know, and we see Steve Urkel, white black. Like, so it's not that it wasn't like something that wasn't like colloquial, but I didn't know it was offensive to certain people. To some girls, they would laugh about it and they would joke. They would be like that, and they'd be like, "Oh, you want black?" And you know, like it'd just be like a joke. And so, but to certain people, that was and when that actually like bothered me a lot that I heard it because there was no intention. Yeah,
you don't want to do that,
and
that's where I'm at.
Sure.
Yeah.
But she wasn't somebody who was super sensitive in my mind. So I genuinely was in the wrong. Like that was something that was too far. And unfortunately it ended the relationship. We never talked and stuff after that. But like that is a learning moment for me. And I haven't said that like since. Not ever. I still do it with people that like understand my kind of humor and stuff. But like I also understand that could be hurtful to the wrong person is what I'm trying to say. So if I had the thought process to be like, oh, that's a her problem, not a me problem, well then I'm the asshole. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that was something that definitely was on me. But I do think there's certain things where I'm just like, that person's always going to be offended. No matter what I say, they're going to be offended. So I just need to not talk to this person.
Yeah. It hurts. It hurts when you think you hurt somebody else. I am at a stage in my life, and I've been here for some years, where I really don't like hurting other people.
Sure, you're a good person.
There was a good moment where it was just like, you feel bad, too bad. You know, oops, don't be my friend then, you know? But I really want to approach people with reverence, with kindness, with respect. And because I know like it comes back to me. You know, aside from the jokes I make with y'all, you know, and like my people, but like they are not, you know, we have that.
Right.
But
we're talking about the person where we haven't laid like layers of
there's no foundation or whatever.
Foundation,
like,
that's the right word.
It really does bother me. And that's the only reason why I bring it up. And I hope like if you're watching, this is not to make, you know, whatever. But I just wanted to know where I went wrong so I cannot do it again. Because, again, it is in my immediate personality to just find something great about somebody and make them feel good. I like to do that. I want to make somebody feel good and not lie about it. Like, I just want to be like, okay, I've noticed this about you. And it's almost like if somebody like went to school and they got a degree, it's like, dang, like, you know, congrats on this accomplishment. But then again, that could be wrong.
But I truly believe that there's a lot of people that are listening, or people in general, that'll be like, that would really make my day if you did something like that. I would appreciate it. I really like specific, unique compliments. I do the same thing. I'm very similar. Like when I compliment somebody,
it has to be specific.
It's specific. And I remember when I was like, this was probably when I was living in St. Louis. I had a friend that when he first met me, he's like, dang, Sunil, you compliment everybody. Don't you think that's kind of fake? And I was like, nah, man, it's not something that I'm like making up just a compliment. Like it's something that I genuinely think. And I think our world would be a better place if we took the time out to compliment people, even if they're strangers or whatever it is. Once I said it in that way, I remember like a few weeks later or a month later, he came up to me again. And he was like, yo, Sunil, like, I see the way that people respond when you do that. It's actually really, really cool. He's like, I'm gonna start doing it as well. And I think that we should normalize that. Like, when you're saying all this stuff, like I remember when we did the first episode of this with Devion, he said something like, it's not my place to educate you on something, whatever it was. Like, it's not my place to educate you on how I feel or whatever the case may be. And I remember coming back being like, no, like we need to be in a space where we can have better conversations. Like if you did say something that offended me, it would be much healthier and much better for you and for me if we had that conversation and be like, yo, this offended me because of this. Now, maybe that conversation goes left if you're not a responsive person or I'm not a patient person or whatever it is. There's a definite possibility for that. But I think that the art of conversation needs to come back, and we can move forward as a society if we start taking the time to educate versus just react.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that you would benefit from. That's all you're asking for right now. Is like, yo, just tell me why that's offensive.
Right.
So
but
I
it
don't
has
do
to
it
make
again.
sense to me. I feel a lesson is not learned until it registers with the person. And I mean, luckily at the end of the conversation, she definitely was just like, I know you were coming from a good place. I think I was just responding to the like, so you just think I never looked good before? And it's like, dude, I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful in general, but and you looking good does not mean you're not beautiful. It
Right.
just means that like
You looking better doesn't mean you
that's
really look
exactly
bad.
it. Like you're looking sharper, like even greater, But again, I think we went on and on. But ultimately, that's just something that I think is amazing. Like when Frank told me that, and he was like, I just highlight the good things about people. And that doesn't mean that I go around complimenting everybody either, because there's plenty of people that are not worthy of any compliment, But when I do notice something, and it's typically something from work done. So one of my old managers, I used to tell him all the time, like I was like, oh, dude, like you've been working out and stuff. And he said just try and eat healthy, but I have a good eye for like if you've been slimming down and all stuff. And he wanted to slim down so bad. So I would always just try to like feed him that like looking good, man.
Yeah.
Like, and he would be like, I'm not working out. And then so I was like, okay. So I stopped saying it for like 2 months. And then one day I just kind of noticed he was just kind of like modeling a little too heavy for me. So I did notice he went down a good 20 pounds. So I was like, you've been working out? He was like, finally, yes. He was like, I deserve that compliment because I have been working out, I've been eating good, and I was waiting on you to say something. And I was just like, you see, I will compliment you if I notice that you put the work in and like you are really, my compliment is me cheering you on.
Sure.
But if you didn't do anything worth it, then I don't know, whatever.
I like complimenting more on personality versus just like looks.
Well,
That's something that I think is my zone. Like if somebody's like really understanding, or I notice in a conversation like, oh wow, you're a really patient person. Like those are the time I really like giving those type of compliments, or like somebody who's easy to talk to. Like if I'm having a conversation with someone and this conversation is like going like crazy good, and like I'm just like, wow, you know what? You're like super easy to talk to. Like I like giving those type of things as well. Because
those are great.
Yeah,
Those are great. Yeah.
because it means like you're paying attention as well.
For sure. Those are definitely great. I think I shoot from whatever inspires me, but mainly it's from work done.
Right.
Like if I just noticed from the top, like, you changed your hair or something like that, I'm going to be like, oh, you changed your hair. Looks,
You know who's the hardest to get compliments from? Your parents.
Yeah.
Yo, my parents, I went to visit them. I just got back. Yo, all they were like, you look so fat.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, like, what have you been doing?
Yeah.
Do clothes even fit you anymore? And they doing it like low key, like, what size shirt do you wear?
Triple
I'm like, wow.
Parents are so mean. My mom used to tell me kids have heart attacks too.
No, my conversations with my dad this weekend reminded me of like you telling the story about when your dad on the Zoom call. It's like, I was like, wow. They're like, wow, have you like, or the worst is like, do you work out? Like, are you still hitting the gym? I'm like, I actually lost some weight.
I looked worse. No, my parents say their meanest things. My mom one time, she was like, "At least your stomach isn't that big over your pants." I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
But you know what? I've heard worse.
Yo, my parents were like, Snail, we got these old videos of you and like showing me like that's what you used to look like. I was like, oh wow, this is terrible.
You know this is one funny one. This is not a parent. This is a girl that I dated way back in the day. I ain't seen her in years. And she saw me when we were dating. I was in perfect condition. I looked amazing. And she was like trying to work on it, but today it's flip flop. She looks amazing. I look all right. I look amazing too, but she looks really amazing.
Right.
And we were really far away. We were working on something together. You know, it was like something she had hired me to do. And before we got on this like 2.5 hour drive back home, she's coming out of Starbucks and she's like, "So you haven't worked out in about 5-6 years, huh?"
I had back surgery.
I was like, "I worked out this morning." And I go 7 days a week. I hate myself.
What are you eating? What do you want to eat for lunch? Air.
Ice. You know, so yeah, people say mean things, but at the same time, I didn't get that upset about it. I was just kind of like, I understand. 10 years ago, I was 100 pounds lighter, you know, and that's okay. But I'm not super sensitive. You know,
Neither am I.
You know, it just is what it is, and it kind of fuels me in a certain sense. And that, you know, now I'm hoping the next time she sees me, I look really great. You know, maybe
You better. Oh,
Right.
you turning the other way, huh?
That's a fact. No, I'm running, even though I've never ran before in my life. I'm running on these bad knees. Tell you that. Anyways, this is going on forever. My bad. I brought on a. All right. Anyways,
Let me see if I got anything else.
looking good, Chris.
Hey, thanks, man.
Your hair's looking.
No, we got everything that was on.
Looks good.
Everything on my list is hit.
There we go. All right. That's about it. You guys about to go do something crazy for Memorial Day?
I'm about to eat some air, Mom and Dad.
I don't know. Listen.
You?
I don't know.
Have you guys been doing a workout for a 12-week thing?
I've been working on it, but
Going on
clearly
bike
I'm not
rides?
getting results.
Say it again.
Going on bike rides.
Going on bike rides.
I hit up the gym this morning.
Yeah. I've been doing it consistently. I track everything I eat.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you were doing that before, no?
I did it. So I've been on the track thing since middle school.
Mm-hmm.
There are years that I did it, and then after a while I got tired of it, and then years where I did not. And then today somebody reminded me of it, and I was like, oh snap, that actually is a good method because it's all mathematical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I've been tracking everything I eat, have had a few slip ups for sure, but I have seen some results and went down about 11 pounds.
That's
Not
awesome.
bad, man. Not bad. Keep it going.
Yeah. So, as a reminder to you guys, you're going to tell us who has had the best results. We're going to post our before pictures and our after pictures after our 12 weeks. And whoever you think has done the least, anybody here going to get offended, right?
If I lose, I will.
In the comments, they'll be like, "Send me the scale, son Neil."
I'll be like, you triggered me, so you get nothing.
What are you gonna say in the comment? What was the thing? You trifling.
You
That's what
trifling,
you're gonna say.
yeah.
They're gonna be
You
like,
trifling.
unsubscribe.
Yo, you know why this, whatever insert
I don't even
raise
say
it.
that. I don't even say that. They used to say that to me, and I used to be like, at least my credit good.
Hey,
Loser. Yeah. Anyway, whoever you guys think has done the worst job in their physical process,
You shouldn't say it that way, but all right.
we're
cool.
the toxic men on the internet.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Okay.
We are.
Sure. Kids of future. We are gonna send you guys a body fat scale that is really high tech. It's really amazing. So keep following the journey, and that is that. Y'all good?
Yeah, I just want to shout out, probably not the right words, but like it is Memorial Day. Just wanted to, shout out to all of our military, and definitely this day is for the military that we lost, all the families that lost loved ones at war. I saw one of the people that I followed said, you don't have to be a fan of war to still support the warriors that are out there. Whatever political side you are, these guys are going out there fighting for our freedoms. They're just doing their job, and their job puts them in harm's way. A lot of them don't come back. Just want to thank all the families that sacrifice loved ones, the loved ones that are out there doing the job, and appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to be free in this country.
Absolutely. Those who have fallen and those who are still working.
Oh yeah,
serving
for us. All right. We are the Men on the Internet. We'll catch you next week.